So 2016 is coming to an end, and I'm super excited about that, and I'm super excited about what's going to happen in 2017. This year has been really intense. I have learned how to develop color, I have learned how to shoot with a movie film, I have tried new cameras, but what I want to do now is to make more than a retrospective about what I think about my year or my impressions. I want to make a quick tour. Let's go through all the books that have landed on my hands this 2016. This year has been really interesting for me to rediscover poetry from the war, the Second and the First World War. And also this year, I mean, this is narrative, this is not poetry, but Ben Lerner, the author of this book is amazing. If you have the opportunity to get this, it's an amazing novel. I enjoyed it cover to cover. Ben Lerner actually is the author from these other two poetry books, the Lichtenberg Figures and this other one called Angle of Jaw. I love novels who don't want to disguise themselves as movies or don't want to disguise themselves as TV series. They're just novels, and they talk about the novel format. The way these books are structured, it cannot be anything else but a book, and I really love about that. And if you're thinking about reading one novel this year, maybe this is the one for you. Since we are on novels and narrative, I got this book by Samuel Beckett. I'm a really big fan of Samuel Beckett. I have read basically all his plays and pretty much almost all his books, but I haven't read the short stories, so this was a good addition. I haven't read it yet because I need time to get a grasp of it, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it. Beckett is it's a goddamn genius. I finally got a copy of the story of Alice in Wonderland, and this edition from Penguin comes with Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. I got this on an Oxfam, so it cost me like £1, so I was super excited when I got this one. This one was given to me by Andrew Miller, which is the author, and he sent this to me. It's called If Only the Names Were Changed, and so far I haven't read much of it. I haven't had the time to. But from what I've read, it's a really interesting autobiography, which feels like a novel mixed with autobiography, and you don't exactly know which parts of this are true and which parts are not. So it's an interesting mixture. You don't know if the author is reliable on their account of the story and the facts. So I love not being sure if what I'm reading is actually true, and this book conveys that pretty nicely. If there's one thing that I'm super happy about buying used books is that usually Oxfam and all the other bookstores have a theater section. The theater section is usually never looked. Nobody goes there. Nobody reads dramatic plays. So I got a huge stock of plays, and I have read not all of them, I gotta be honest. I read some of them. I mean, some of them I already read a long time ago. The plays by Chekhov, I read this, like I know some of these plays by heart, so I read it more for consultation purposes because I was writing an adaptation of The Seagull, and I needed to consult the text, even though I know it by memory, but there are some things that I wasn't exactly sure about the wording of some phrases, so I needed to check the original material. I already read this one when I was studying theater, so this is a classic theater book. But aside from that, I'm still to read all these other theater plays. I'm really excited about it. There's something really interesting about reading theater, which is like going through the theater. So when you read a play, it takes about an hour and a half, which is more or less the time that takes you when you go see the play. So it's like going to the movies, but without leaving your house. I don't know, there's something interesting about reading theater. If you have the chance to go to some used bookstore and there's some theater section, do yourself a favor and grab some. You're gonna have a blast reading them. This is the first one, is the $12 million Stuffed Shark, and it's an interesting book about the market of contemporary art. I had no idea about this, and it's a really enlightening book. It's easy to read, it's fast to read, you can read it in a day or just a weekend, and if you have no idea about the business of modern art, this might be a good place to start. I had no idea, and now I feel like I know a little bit more, so this is really interesting. This one was given to me by a friend, and it's called Originals by Adam Grant, and not my thing. There's a TED Talk by Adam Grant in which he talks about originals and original ideas and original people and who are the originals and what they do. This book is more or less a long version of that TED Talk. So unless you want to go through the same examples and basically get the same information, just watch the TED Talk. At least for me, this didn't cut the mustard. Sorry. This is a book that I lusted for so long. You have no idea, guys, how much I wanted this particular book. This is called Hegel's Ladder by H.S. Harris, and it's a commentary about the phenomenology of spirit, and it's a long-ass book, and it's really expensive. So this was my birthday gift from Fran. It's really, really, really interesting. At least for me, it's the phenomenology of spirit is probably my favorite book. So this is like a commentary, not even page by page, but like paragraph by paragraph of the whole book, and you can tell it's massive. This was a hard one to get, so this is probably my little treasure of the year. Also Hegel related, you have seen this in the back of my videos, really interesting commentary about the phenomenology of spirit too. It has some graphs and diagrams that might make the whole journey a lot easier than if you only do it by yourself. And also this one, I posted a picture of this on my Instagram, and this book really impressed me. I didn't have much hopes for it. I just liked the title and I knew what it was about, and I read like little excerpts from it, from the option that Google gives you when you search a book. Sometimes you can see a preview of the book, and it had some interesting moments. But as a book, this is really interesting. This lovely edition of the Critique of Pure Reason, man, this is a nice edition. I'm loving this edition. It's great. I hated this book. I hate it. I bought it and I regret buying it. It sucks. Amazing collection of essays by Deleuze. Completely recommended. Each and every single small essay is a gem. They're 4 pages long, so you can read one in a day. I haven't read this one, I just got it. It's The Postmodernity Explained by Lyotard. So I have no idea. Man, what a nice book. I adore this one. I'm still reading it. Sometimes I power through in a day and I read a bunch of pages and then I rest for a while. But man, this is great. I've been wondering about the connections between metaphor discourse and philosophical discourse and poetic discourse, and this book just makes all the bridges much easier to go through. So if you can and you're interested in this topic, just give it a go. Don't worry about, like, if you're not an expert on Derrida or Heidegger. I'm not an expert by any means. So these two guys, I have barely ever read Heidegger. It's not one of my favorite authors. But this book goes way beyond these two guys, and it's an interesting book. If you can give it a go, please give it a go. More classics that I found on Oxfam. This one from Aristotle. This other one. So I got the Politics and the Nicomachean Ethics by, they costed nothing. When you go to second-hand shops, these guys cost like £2 or something, and they're amazing books and amazing editions. The second-hand shops have amazing titles when you look into them. I love it. I'm rereading Logic of Sense. Many years ago I started reading it, but I didn't have enough philosophical background to make like the best of it. So I've been rereading it again. And since I was into Deleuze with this book, I decided to give it a go and start reading the books that he has about cinema. So these two books, the movement image and the time image, are the two parts of the books about cinema that he has. He always starts in mid-sentence, and like he drives you into the action of the thinking right away. There's no waiting time, there's no preface, nothing. Just it starts and you're into the subject of matter. So yeah, really like it. I bought this new abridged edition of Capital. I already have Capital, like the classic long ass edition, but this is a really small abridged version of Capital. It goes through basically the whole book, all the volumes. So if you don't have the time or the patience to go through all Capital, because let's face it, Capital is fucking huge, you can get this edition and it's a really good one. Jean Wire, this is called 10 Words from a 10 Words from a Wild Heart. It's interesting, nothing mind-blowing, but if you're into anarchism or if you're into hearing some older anarchists and what they think, this might be a good place to go. It's an independent edition, Elephant Editions. So if you can support a small publication company, yeah, do so. And this amazing book by Juan Ribano, Enajenación, una clave para comprender el marxismo, which means alienation, a key to understand Marxism. God damn it, this is a great book. It's a great book. You can't, I can't explain you how good this book is. I have no idea if there's a translation in English for this guy, but it's so good. It goes beyond Marxism, and it just talks about so many topics. It's so condensed, like you can tell the book, like the font is huge and there's like big gaps of space, but every single moment he's just dropping like knowledge bombs after knowledge bombs. It's a great book. If you can, if you speak Spanish and you're looking for a Marxist book or just an interesting book to get, this one, please get this one. I got this one by John Berger. So far it's not blowing my mind at all. John Berger is a great guy. He's really entertaining. If you haven't seen Ways of Seeing, you can search it on YouTube. Just search Ways of Seeing and you'll see John Berger's series. It's great. This guy is great. The book, I don't know, not so great for me, but I guess I gotta finish it and then give my opinion. So for now, I'm just seeing how it is. Jacques Derrida, Agent Still Remains. Somebody recommended me this book. It's a weird book. It's mixed philosophy, mixed travel journal, mixed photography, and on my humble opinion, it doesn't work on any level. I wish I could say something different, but I got bored really quickly. I finished this book in a day, and no, it doesn't work. The pictures are not great. The story that Derrida is telling is not great. His experience is not great, and his reflections on photography are just not great. If you have read Walter Benjamin before, then this kind of ideas or reflections about photography feel like, okay, it's more of the same. Yeah, and finally this one. It was given to me by Cristiano Barufaldi, which is a guy who follows me on YouTube, just like you guys, and he wrote to my Facebook account telling me that he had this book that some friends of him had put together, and he knew the authors from this book, and he wanted to give me a copy to, I don't know, just as an appreciation token and to show me what these guys were up to. And I mean, this book is great. They have some great moments. I would really love to go into detail with this one because it has some amazing moments. Not all the book, not all the pictures are great though, of course, but there are some really good moments in here. If you find this book or you want to get it, just search for 20 Mignon and look for it. It's a group of photographers, and they have some great moments. It's a great coffee table book too. It's always on my living room. I really enjoyed this one. And if you want to give it a go, recommend it. I wasn't comfortable with the idea of making like a retrospective about what has happened this year, or what have I learned, because you have been because basically you have been with me the whole year. And if not, and you're a new subscriber, then hello. But for all you old folks who've been with me, it's been an intense ride, and you know all the things that have happened, so there's no point in that. It's been a great year for this channel. We have grown a lot. Maybe for some people, the amount of users we're all in this channel, like 20, I guess we're in 22,000 or something like that. It's still a small channel. But I'm super happy that like I feel like we have something going on, guys. You and me have something going on. I'm really happy for your support. When you write me and you like send me like, I don't know, nice comments, or you just need some help and I try to help you finding, I don't know, some advice or a camera or what to do with X thing. I'm really happy to help you out, and I'm happy that you're here for me too, supporting this channel and supporting the growth. And thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for you guys. And that's it. I hope to see you pretty soon. Next episode is going to be a shoot film, and I hope you enjoy it. As I said, it's going to be with the Cine Still and the Expand, so be prepared for that. Have a great new year, and I'll see you pretty soon. Keep shooting, guys.